left foot.
Another day.
Dab a D, nigga.
I take your pain away. Some people talk about you like they know all about you. When you get down, they doubt you. And when you tip it on the scene, yeah, they talking about it. Cause they can't tip on the scene. What you talk about it, talking about it. When you get elevated, they love it or they hate it. You dance up on them haters, keep getting funky on the scene. While they jumping around you, they trying to take all of your dreams. But you can't allow it. Cause baby, whether you're high or low, or whether you're high or low, you got to tip on the tightrope. Tip on the tightrope.
CN is the #1 railroad in North America.
Baby, whether
CN is the most efficient railroad in North America.
now let me see you do the tightrope.
There are many reasons for CN to be the industry leader in North America. Number 1, our network. Number 2, our operating practices. Number 3, our technology and investment. Number 4, our innovation.
Talking about it, I can't complain about it.
CN is an innovator in the railroad industry.
We getting funky on the scene, and you know
Us at CN, we've set the bar.
watch me tip all on it. Now baby, whether
One of the great things about our network is the reach that we have. We're the only railway in North America that accesses all 3 coasts. We go from Halifax to Vancouver and all the way down through our U.S. network through New Orleans and the Port of Mobile.
The most important part of the Rupert to Chicago service that we have, or our Rupert transborder service, as well as Vancouver, is the ocean transit time, where the ships pull into Rupert 2 days faster. There's a 2-day faster sailing time through Rupert, coupled with trains that are running at around 100 hours from Prince Rupert into Chicago. This is made for probably the best ocean water rail connection in the industry right now into the Chicago area.
Prince Rupert is a deep sea port, and we're able to accommodate any size vessel that will come to Prince Rupert, whether it's the 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, or the new 18,000 TEU vessels coming to North America.
When we first opened Rupert in 2007, we had an initial terminal capacity of 500,000 TEUs annually. Through working with MAR and their efficiencies, they've come back to us and said that we can do 750,000 TEUs annually, which is kind of the goal that we're working at right now. In the future, we're looking at a phase 2 expansion, probably around 2014 or early 2015, that could take us up to 1.2 million TEUs of annual capacity. One of the big things we've done in the last year is enter into agreements with our port terminals to develop KPIs. With our port terminal partners, we've developed mechanisms to define, measure, monitor, and evaluate the performance of each participant at the port against established KPI benchmarks.
We have the right partners. We have CN on our side, we have Costco on our side, and we work intrinsically with these companies to make this place happen.
waterfalls, alleyways, and payphone calls, I've been everywhere with you.
That's true. Laughing till we think we're down, barefoot on the summer night. Never could be sweeter than with you.
And in the streets you run a free like it's only you and me. Choose your something.
We're in Vancouver today, TSI Delta Port, a tremendous amount of business and volume. We do business with Evergreen and Maersk and Zim, NYK, tremendous amount of volume. A very exciting place to be in.
We developed a new term at CN in the last year called glowing boxes. This is where we're checking the boxes that are sitting the longest at the port and making sure that there's a plan around getting these moving as soon as possible.
Another natural advantage for CN is that our grade through the Rockies is actually the lowest throughout the West Coast, where you think that, you know, going through northern Canada, it might be the more steeper grades, but it's actually the flattest grade on the West Coast. And that leads to fuel efficiency as well as to speed through the Rockies.
The CN route to Chicago through the Rockies generates the smallest fuel consumption and carbon footprint. CN can move 1 ton of freight 197 kilometers on just 1 liter of fuel. In addition to that, rail has been shown to emit 6 times less greenhouse gases than heavy trucks. Customers can clear their shipments in seconds at the border. At CN, we're able to provide data to all the parties involved: border agencies, brokers, ocean carriers, customs brokers, any other partners in the supply chain. We're constantly looking for ways to increase our capacity. Generally, we run through the West trains 12,000 feet on a regular basis, and recently we've experimented with trains getting up to 14,000 feet.
With our customers is we've established these logistic parks in key terminals throughout our network. And essentially what we've done here is we've set aside some land in each of the terminals where we allow our customers to build their facility, whether it's a distribution facility, a warehouse, a manufacturing facility, directly within our intermodal terminal. And this provides you several advantages. The first is the flexibility. When your container gets into our yard, you're able to pick the one that is the most urgent to get into your facility right away. You don't have to deal with draying over 50 miles from another ramp. You can bring it directly in your facility. Obviously, another advantage is just a good cost savings where you're eliminating some drayage. Instead of going from an intermodal ramp across the city, you're going to be directly within our terminal, and it's just a direct shunt.
Yes, I am home. Home is when I'm alone with you.
Well, as you can see here, we're at our new AGS automatic gate system here in Chicago, CN. This AGS is set up so that the drivers all they have to do is pull up to a kiosk. If they're pre-registered, just answer a few questions, and they are self-sufficient.
I follow you into the park, through the jungle, through the dark. Girl, I never loved one like you.
Boats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere with you.
That's true.
If you recall, Diego, what I was mentioning to you the other day, the fact that you have a background in operation will help you out with your customer. It was the same thing for me when I was introducing myself to Zim, China Shipping, and Amber Suit. I made a point to tell them who I was and what I knew. And when I told them that I knew the operation, it really kind of highlighted them to say, oh, this guy knows the business.
Yeah, I understand. I figure out, you know, with the operating background that I have and relationship that I've built with MSC, with the CMA at the Port of Montreal, I think, you know, it will be a great asset for me.
CN Worldwide offers a very unique product for CN customers in that it provides one point of contact for international transportation services between Asia, South America, and North America. We provide solutions that are seamless, full shipment visibility through the supply chain.
Remember that day you fell out of my window?
I sure do. You came jumping out after me.
Well, you fell out.
One of the great breakthroughs that we've had in intermodal is being able to tie together the domestic and the international supply chains. And one of the ways we do this is something that we call our Domestic Repositioning Program, or DRP. And essentially what we do is we take your 40-foot containers that you're importing into Canada, let's say, reload them with domestic freight, and that could go with a Walmart or a Heinz or a Loblaws, and send it back to the port of entry. And by doing that, we help minimize your costs on a round-trip basis. So you could start devoting more capacity to bringing more imports in, and what we could do is try to match that capacity coming back. Our third strategy is to work with our steamship partners to find exports. And what CN has done is invested in transloading facilities strategically throughout our network. For example, we have some in Chicago, Edmonton, and in Prince George. And what this does is gives you direct access to some of the largest export markets in North America. For example, in Chicago, you can reload with grain, whether it's to the west ports in the West Coast, the East Coast, or in the Gulf. Or if you're interested, you could reposition it back, let's say, to Prince George, where we have the largest lumber and pulp market in North America. And the advantage also of exporting through our networks is you could export from 2 different countries back to the port of origin.
As you can see, Port of Vancouver and the Port of Prince Rupert offers you an alternative to bring your cargo into America.
At CN, we're constantly looking for ways to innovate to help our customer supply chain.
CN is a gateway champion.
Well, it's a deadline.